Join the legendary Force MDs in the morning, along with Dr. Pebbly Pooh, the first female hip-hop soloist, in the mornings on the Force MDs Morning Show, featuring Dr. Pebbly Pooh, Tuesdays and Thursdays at 10 a.m. Eastern Time, live on Facebook or on Uni TV and radio on the Force MDs page.
Yeah, he got a movie. It's called Day Ones, and I've been calling the last couple of days trying to get him. Okay, my man's back. Okay, now he's doing jumping jacks and pull-ups at the same time. How the hell is this nigga doing this shit? Oh, he's flexing. He's flexing. Bam, bam. There he go. Bam.
There it is.
Hey.
There you go. What's up, family?
Yeah, what's going on, man?
Ain't nothing with me. I'm chilling, man. It's good to see y'all.
Kool Kim, what's up?
Hey, what up? Khalil, what up? Dr. Pebbly Pooh, what's up, sister?
Hey, baby, how you doing?
Let me catch that. Hold on to that one right there. And here go my guy Rute. What up, bro?
What's up,
hey, hold.
I'm
great,
man. I'm great.
Real quick. Can we get a little bit? Is it possible to get the top of your head a little bit more with the camera?
Sure. Let me set it up a little better. I got some new technology, y'all. I got to be honest. So, I was hurrying up the rush to get it together. I wanted to be at my best. Come on the Force MD featuring Dr. Pebbly Pooh show. You understand? So,
That's right.
There you go.
Really important for me to best tech that I could use, and so there that is. I'm better now.
Look. We want to thank Guy Rute for putting the warrant out for your arrest. You know what I mean? He put the warrant. I said, yo, what's up with Kim? He said, yo, I can get Kool Kim. We can call Kim right now. Listen. Kim, he hit me with your mug shot. He was like, this look.
Oh yeah, I was giving eyes and jewelry in that when I was like, that's my lover look right there.
Listen.
That's my let me love you look right there. Let me love you. Y'all, I was about to hit y'all with that.
Yo, Khalil, Kim just did a road trip up 95 because Kim is down in Augusta, Georgia now. He's Staten Island, all day, but he live in Augusta. And he did a road trip up 95 and he came to see me. I was one of the stops on the trip.
Oh, that's what's up, man.
So right when you hit me, I'm like, Kool Kim was sitting there. I was like, I got Kool Kim right here. I'm like,
yo, that's timing. That's timing right there.
Yeah, that's divine timing right there.
It was that, and I haven't physically seen Kool Kim, man, in years. This is the first time we tapped in. It was beautiful, man. He came and we chilled. We did a lot, broke bread, had some great conversations. We got a lot of stuff coming up. So,
Kim, the question: did God treat you with some food or not?
Oh yeah, he took care of me.
We keep an eye on him.
Okay, we gotta keep an eye on God.
I just did a review of the spot. He took care of me. He was a great host. You know what I'm saying?
The word look,
he gave me a tour of the mansion. Ooh. We walked through the, all four levels. You understand? And he brought me to the theater. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And he really showed me the guest room and all of that. It was amazing, man.
The word on the street is guy when he take you out and treat you is chips and a diet soda. I'm like, we want to know that he changed from that to the fish
No, but it was chips and diet soda, but it was at a really nice restaurant. We gotta at least have that distinction that he classied it up. I mean, it had garnish and stuff next to it and vegetables. So I was like,
there was pickles and coleslaw on the table, man.
Yeah, you know what, guys? That means a lot. That means everything.
I'm a class act. Ice in the water, bro. Come on.
He's a class act, man. It's good. It's good.
Now, look, we got you on here, and it's an honor to always see you, brother, and your career and your contribution to the game. You out in Augusta, Georgia. I know that's James Brown town. They call it the bottom. Yeah. James Brown's from the bottom. You know what I mean?
From the bottom. I used to own the bar right on the corner, adjacent to where James Brown had his own radio station. So for a while, James Brown actually had a radio station, and so my bar it was called Augusta Flow Bar, was right across the street from it, man. So a lot of and actual location of my bar. I can't remember verbatim the story, but it had a lot of historical significance. So at the time, for a black man to own that bar again and be doing his thing was meaningful. So Staten Island always gonna rep in a special way wherever we go and whatever we do. You heard? So
yes indeed, yes indeed, yes indeed, yes indeed.
All right.
Just like
Yes indeed.
Kool Kim. Just like you said, Pete Davis represents Staten Island, man.
yes, you heard? Yes.
he winning the battle at the moment.
Yeah, he's doing a good job. You know what I mean? It's funny though, man. Just as a side note to that, I was telling one of my peoples from the island about he wanted to do some song to battle Jada Kiss straight off the strength of that amazing night that he had on the Versus TV, right?
Yeah.
It's kind of segue to ill thought, but so he was gonna do the song. I was like, bro, you don't really want to do that. He was like, why? I said, because you're not battling Boy, you're battling his fans. And what we see with Kanye, which is a little disconcerting, and it warrants being spoke to, is how he's weaponizing his fan base against Pete that way. You know what I'm saying? And sans his fame, had this been Scrams, we would be very concerned with his behavior and what is amounting to a precursor to violent stalking. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's stalkery behavior.
Yeah,
for sure. And
yeah,
from
and
a
it's
very
really not a
person.
cipher. Like, and Kanye is a fan of UMCs. I have a video clip of him saying that his dad had money for one CD, and he had to choose between Pete Rock, CL Smooth, and UMCs, and he got that UMC. So I am hesitant to say anything negative about my little brother, but in what I think, and I'm sure all of us can relate, that what I think a big problem is that we find is that cats sometimes put the fame first and not the actual love for people first. Like, even if I gotta be a supervillain, I'm gonna keep it a deck with you and say, my man, this behavior is not cipher, man. And you can't do that. You know what I'm saying? And Pete's from Staten Island, so you already know how we give it up. You know what I'm saying? I just did it. I did it classy, but I'm just saying though.
God, Kim, knows crazy. Kanye's a fan of the Force also.
Yeah.
To an artist is saying, his artist is doing his albums in Theopolis, London, and Kanye came out of nowhere and says, "Yo, the Force MDs, you should get them on your album."
Really?
Just came right out of his mouth, and he's like, and Theopolis actually knew us, but he didn't know that he knew us. He said, "Right, Kyle? Remember that?"
Yeah. He was dating my daughter, Lubna, and he called me up and said, "Hey, man, Kanye asked me, I need to have y'all on the album."
Dating Theopolis?
Huh?
Okay, I didn't know your daughter was dating Theopolis.
Yeah. You know what time it is. You know what I'm saying?
That's beautiful, man. Let me get on my big up moment real quick, just to say to y'all, man, like, one, that's only due. Like, that should be the way it is. One. Two, I just want to say, as a Staten Islander who's a couple years younger than y'all, you know what I'm saying? How thankful I am to y'all for what you did, man. I remember when Tears come on the radio. Now, Let Me Love You had already hit, blah, 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 but it wasn't. Tears is something special about Tears. You know what I'm saying? Y'all sang the hell out that song, you heard? Right. And y'all remember crying, man. Me and my mom, I was sitting with my mother, man. I cried hearing y'all sing that. It almost makes me emotional now to think about it, because, y'all made the impossible possible. Y'all made that dream for us in this small town, even though it's one of the 5 boroughs. We was fresh off of Staten Island, soft and smiling, and the Bronx is bugging out on crack. You remember that song? You heard? So we had a chip on our shoulder and all that. And here come Force MDs doing it.
You see Beverly face?
Like, huh? You remember that thing?
Yep.
Yo, if I could remember the group that sang that, I would diss them every day in the rhyme.
Divine Sounds. Divine Sounds.
Yeah, I'm gonna find one of their joints. I'm gonna find one of their beats and body it and just disrespect them. You know what I'm saying? Disrespect their borough and everything. But because you know what? Let me tell you something. They're the reason, to me. They represent a root. I'm gonna get deep here. They represent a root reason why UMC's got treated so poorly in Staten Island. They represent a root
Really?
region because of that song, Staten Island, soft and smiling, and the Bronx bugging out on crack with, and you know, Staten Island had a chip on his shoulder. If you remember, the violence ramped up on Staten Island when that happened.
Yeah.
Cash was trying to show and prove that we wasn't soft. You know what I mean? And so when UMCs come out, now think of it, we come out with blue cheese. Look. We smiling, singing songs about blue cheese and just having a good time. And for all intents and purposes, the optical was soft and smiling. You see what I'm saying? And I think that for Staten Island, that wasn't what they wanted and needed at the time. I think that they wanted something else from Staten Island artists, and so we didn't provide that, and that was the harbinger of like a really sad relationship between us and the island. You know what I'm saying? So I got a chip on my shoulder for them cats, particularly, man. So I get my hands on that, man. I'm gonna let them have it. Smiling on you, right?
I don't know if Pebbly's from the Bronx. I don't know if she knows. Show him that album cover again.
Sure. You watch Martin Lawrence show, right?
Watch Martin. That's on Martin.
That poster's on the wall.
Hanging on the wall.
Yeah.
Watch
Wow.
Martin. See,
listen.
Hanging on the wall.
Y'all know, I'm the one that told Martin to put it on there.
Did you?
He had 3 pictures he had to choose from. I said, yo, this shit is the one right here. He said, you know what? I'm gonna blue cheese it up.
But Khalil, can I ask you a question? Can I just ask you one question, brother? I'm glad that you did that, and I appreciate you.
Thank you.
Could you ask Martin where my check is at? Because I feel like there was some residuals. And said, did you get the money or did?
I'm gonna keep it real. Man. When I asked Martin about it, I wasn't able to come back on the set again.
Oh yeah.
Yo, but listen,
crazy man. He could have any album cover.
Yes, he could have
picked anything and had that up there. That's big to me, man.
Yeah, it was a great honor.
Yeah.
Great honor.
It was a great honor, and like most things that are amazing, when it happened, we had no sense of what the scale of that would be. So at the time, we was dealing with flavor unit management, and I guess one of the assistants or secretaries that called up was like, "Hey guys, listen, Martin Lawrence is coming out with a show. He wants to know if you could use your poster on the thing." I was like, "Yeah, all right, cool." You know what I'm saying? And that was it. Then next thing you know, it jumped right there. Every episode. I mean, that thing made it all the way through to the end because it ended on the radio station at the end. And something else? Here's the other thing. Every so often, the time frame increases now, but every so often somebody comes up to me as if I never knew and says, "Yo, fam, guess what? Your poster's on Martin Lawrence wall." Word? Sometimes I just human. I'll be like, "Yo, word, son. You're gonna watch that, God. Oh my God."
Yo, no, here's a question. Yo, y'all getting any money for that?
That's crazy.
That's why I was asking Khalil where my check at, because apparently he don't.
Listen, Martin, I got him here, man. I can't get out of this one, man. Hey Kim, let me ask you something, Kim. You said something a little while ago. Y'all was working with flavor unit management. Yeah. And how was that? Because they doing a lot of big things right now with the movies and stuff like that. Yes. How did that whole relationship come about?
At the time we were on 40th Street Black Management, you know what I'm saying? D Nice and Tony Rasan, they were our managers, and they were a part of our evolution and escalation into the business. And so shouts to D Nice and Tony Rasan. And at the time, I think there was sort of a merger that took place between what Derek was doing and what Flavor Unit was doing. Flavor Unit and Kim and Latifah were really expanding and really consolidating power. They were doing some really strong moves, you know what I mean? And and let me say this, I'm a person that discusses issues from an academic perspective, not from an emotional perspective, because I understand both the business aspect of it as well as how it made me feel. And in that regard, I think that UMCs were kind of like, okay, we got them too, but I think they wanted Fushnikins, and I think they wanted I forget who else that we were with at the time. No. They were
You talking about who was on the 40th Street at the time?
Yeah, but on 40th Street joint, it really wanted Fushnikins, and so we were kind of like, there. I don't think they really respected the group that much, and so the relationship between us unfortunately didn't create anything great, but it was really an honor to be able to be amongst that group of people and to learn what I could learn in the context of being there. That was a very political answer. You know what I'm saying? I should run for office.
I was like, I was gonna be like, bravo, baby, bravo.
I did it good, right? I did good, guy.
Oh, that was good. Steve. Hold on, Steve. Let me translate.
Yeah.
Man, fuck them niggas.
Right, there you go. Now, let me tell you. Hold on, Steve. Let me tell you. So,
just gotta let you know. You got Staten Island history on here. Not only UMC's group. Guy was actually in the group called Aftershock.
Yes, sir.
Records.
Sure.
Guy was in the group too that made nice, great records. They were on tour with Paul Abdul.
Listen, man. Yeah, I was in the studio when Kim and them was doing the first album. You know what I mean? It was over at Firehouse in Brooklyn with Urim and Shlomo, one of them cats.
Shlomo Sonnenfeld.
Yes.
Shlomo Sonnenfeld, yeah.
So it was a big deal because at the time I was working with RNS.
Yes.
Who's one of the producers on the record, and so whenever R would go to the studio, me and Wiggs would fall through and make sure he good over there, and so it was we have all been Staten Island is small town. I call Staten Island down south of New York because it's a small town, so we all connected. We all cousins or something. You know what I mean?
I feel like that requires a translation. What really would happen with Guy and Wiggs would come to muscle us, like mafia. You know what I mean? Guy was very aggressive at that time in his life. So he did a lot of leaning. You know what I mean? I'm a little uncomfortable that right now I'm beneath him. But you know what I'm saying in the video thing. But I'm just saying, like, he's a good guy now, but at that time he was not a good guy. He was him and Wiggs, they were rough, yo. They were gentlemen, man. They were always great guys, yo.
Guy also managed Shaheem Rugged Child from Staten Island.
Yeah, Shaheem, yeah.
Yes.
Big artist, actor, and everything. But this one, Kim, this one I'm trying to figure out. I just got to get my brain right.
Sure,
Did y'all come out before? Or did RZA as Raheem? Raheem, you came out first.
We came out before him. Yeah.
Yep. He came out a little after y'all, right?
Yeah. We actually came out in '89.
Right.
We originally came out on Rough Luxury Records on a song called "Invaders in My Fruit Basket," and another song called "Party Styling" under the moniker Universal MCs.
Right.
And in '91 we would come out again in Wild Pitch as UMCs. You know what I mean? With Blue Cheese Won the Growing, and then in October
Fruits of Nature album,
'91, the Fruits of Nature album. So yeah, we predate the "Oh We Love You" Rakim RZA. You know what I'm saying? Which allow me to say something real quick, if I may. A little controversy in there.
Yeah.
So much ado is made about Wu-Tang and how thorough and all of this stuff, right? You know what I'm saying? And and then they took a lot of pot shots at us on the low, which I never understood because some of these cats I regarded as friends. You know what I'm saying? So I never really get it. But I just found it interesting because their success is predicated on Rakim's failure because he failed when he did "Oh We Love You, Rakim." You know what I'm saying? And when the GZA came out as the genius, he failed with "Girl, Come Do Me."
Yeah.
Come do me. You know what I'm saying? Like that was their first thing. So had they succeeded, they would have been RZA would have been the UMCs just as much as the UMCs was UMC. And GZA would have been the genius, just like Granddaddy IU or what I'm saying, Tech Nine. You know what I'm saying? But their failure gave them the opportunity to recalibrate, reinvent themselves, and come out in a way that created what is now a true dynasty in the music industry. You know what I'm saying? And I acknowledge and recognize and salute these black men for their achievements. But I think that sometimes the way people revise history, it makes it seem as though they just came out the gate like that, and it just was like they just came out on point, and it wasn't that way. They had other people's failures and other people's experiences to stand on the shoulders of. And it would have been nice if they could have done more to lift up the island uh, beyond, making it feel like it had a big dick, you know what I mean? But to also do stuff for island artists to give them an opportunity to get the time that they deserve.
He froze. He froze right there. The family like, hold up.
Pepper said, huh?
It took a minute for that to kick in. Like, hold on, what did he say? That's what Wu did that for Staten Island, and I, like I said earlier, you know what I mean? Admittedly, I think that's what Staten Island needed at the time, man. I can't knock that, you know what I'm saying? But they also, went out their way to make it a point to put it out there in the world that you couldn't get signed if you was from Staten Island unless it was via Wu-Tang. You know what I mean? And that stifled generations of great Staten Island hip hop, and so there are people that just you're never going to hear because of that. EOD, Rugged Bastards, Silent Soldiers, on and on and on, that were amazing artists, and we never heard, the world never heard how awesome Staten Island was, and further to that, they had great opportunities to do work with Force MDs, and they didn't do that, you know what I mean? And not to the extent that I felt that their what they achieved could have done. And I don't want to cast aspersions on them, even though I have, but I just think that what are you gonna do, right? Forget about it, right?
I don't want to slap them, even though I already did it.
I don't want to talk bad about them, even though I'm gonna do a little bit more of it. But I'm just saying that in the interest of being honest about, because what happens is when the story gets written, it's written from that perspective, as if UMCs, Force MDs, Aftershock, X, Y, and Z, we ain't really did nothing. It was them that did something, and you know what I'm saying? Like you get that kind of vibration. It's like that shouldn't be the way it is. People need to know the truth, even with RNS, because one, RNS is so important to Staten Island that it's disgusting that that the most that Staten Island could do was honor him in 30 years later at the show that happened just the other day.
St. George.
Yeah, in St. George. And a show that UMCs weren't invited to. You know what I'm saying? And here it is that when you watch the Wu-Tang, the fairy tale that come on Showtime or whatever channel that come on. Hulu, yeah. You know what I'm saying? When you watch that, there's a scene that depicts RNS. And the only thing that they give him is for him to be looking out the window and saying, man, ain't nobody gonna mess with that kung fu shit. And it's like, nah, son, you was at his, I bear witness that you were at his house, sitting at his feet, learning from him.
Yeah, learning how to use that ASR. Yeah.
You're daggone right. I saw that with my own eyes. You understand what I'm saying? You know what I mean? So it's like, how could you relegate someone so important from our community that way for any reason? There's no excuse for that. I mean, to have acknowledged them would have given, maybe it would have given a little an inoculation into his career and given them the opportunity to put some money on his table. Like this is not just a prop thing. This is an economic thing. This is an opportunity thing. And so they just X'd them out of one last chance at getting acknowledged for the amazing work that he done, that we all need to take a moment to acknowledge how amazing RNS was. And let me say, I don't even bang with RNS like that. But I got enough personal morality to acknowledge how amazing he is. He deserves much more than he got.
I got, man. So Kim, so RZA, being the great producer he was, did he ever ask RNS, yo, man, come with me, man, we can do some joints together? Okay? Did he ever do that with RNS?
I couldn't speak to that. Maybe Guy could speak to that.
I produced a joint on the Grave Diggers when he was in that group. But a lot of what, and I'll say it this way, a lot of what, when Wu was in their dominating, posture at the time, for you to rock with them, you had to be underneath them, and R just wasn't going to be underneath them. You know what I'm saying? Because like Tim said, in R's mind, RZA is, a disciple of his. You know what I mean? Really, in a lot of ways, R was, kind of doing a lot of the things that RZA wanted to do beforehand. So, and just technically teaching RZA how to use machines, and they collaborated a lot in those spaces. But Wu, when they became the corporation Wu-Tang, and when they had the business infrastructure set up, if you wanted to be locked in with that crew, you had to be signed to them. You had to be in that camp, and R wasn't never going to do that because R had his own. He had his own deals, man. We had a 2-album deal for him over at Virgin, and he had a lot of other stuff that he was working on, and the King Just stuff, and all the GP stuff, and all of that stuff. Yeah, so
you know what I mean.
And obviously the Shaheem stuff was. I was listening to Shaheem album yesterday, man. R bodied that album. So
let me say this. Look, we got Kool Kim on here, man. We're gonna talk about Kool Kim. You know what I mean? Because I tell you why. That's why I want to say this because Pebbly.
Yes.
Okay. It sounded like you was throwing a football. You wanted me to catch it. What's going on?
No, I wanted to know. I know that we had the COVID and everything, and God had told me that y'all was stripping during that time. So what are you doing now?
Well, well, let me say, I mean, I was going under the name Dirk Diggler. You know what I'm saying? Dirk Diggler, and I was doing well. You understand what I'm saying? I learned the pole. I worked the hell out of that, and now I kind of gained a little weight, Pebbly. You know what I'm saying?
Wait a minute.
And so,
you worked the
and
pole.
I want to say, and let me just say to everybody here, Pebbly is an amazing tipper because every time she hired me, girl, I'm driving on dubs right now because of you, baby. You got a brand new bag, and all day, mama, anytime. Hey, listen, you remember that? I still got it.
Yeah. Yep.
Dirk Diggler. He's in the building.
I just wanted everybody to know that, that's a nice profession that you had on the side. That was working. I was throwing it. I was like, get it, bro, get it.
Tell me, make it. Hey, that doctor money make it rain, girl. You heard?
Hey, Kim. I want a lot of people know you from the UMCs. Yes. Maybe less know you from the NYO. Please give us some history on what NYO is and what that movement was about.
So, contrary to me being silly, I'm a pretty serious cat. You know what I'm saying? Like Black awareness and like that. You know what I mean? That's been my life since high school. You know what I mean? And so when the UMC sort of went slowed down and all like that. And I returned I used to live in Maryland for a while, and I returned to New York. Me and Haas tried to mix it up to do some music, but it wasn't really hitting. And so, I stopped smoking weed. Let me just say that. So I stopped smoking. And anybody that smoked weed knows that when you stop smoking weed, you're a bit perturbed. You know what I'm saying? And so that energy helped to initiate me making this song called "Y'all Should All Get Lynched." And I'm one of the few artists with MF Doom being pretty much the only one, that him and Kool Keith being the only one to just completely reinvent myself as a different artist. I hit my face, I put on shades, you know what I'm saying? I had my big afro, so people didn't know it was Kool Kim. I got stocky, fat. I got stocky, and I had some muscles at that point though. And I did this song, and I ended up doing an album with Baby Grand Records called Hood Treason. And it was a very cult of personality type of thing. Millions of hits. I was the first person to get banned on YouTube after 1 million views. And what people would interview me, and they would think I was gonna be a lunatic, right? Like that I would not be able to articulate my viewpoint with a song like "Y'all Should All Get Lynched." But I actually did have a solid viewpoint. I took the time to do my diligence and think about what it was that I was presenting, including speaking to my wife and my kids, to discuss what the implication of that would mean. Very interesting conversation. And then I would eventually become a social pundit for the BBC network, speaking to over, the millions of people all at once throughout the entire diaspora. So that was an amazing opportunity for me. And I'm, where I do carry some of the scars from it. I'm very proud to have been that character for the time that I did.
Okay. Is Inspector Deck a part of the Doom thing now?
What, the MF Doom thing?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. Okay.
Unless he reinvented himself. I'm saying in terms of like when I say MF Doom, I'm speaking on the fact that MF Doom was Zeb Lover X, I believe,
Yeah,
from
Seven X. Yeah.
from KMD.
KMD.
Right.
Yeah.
KMD. Yeah. Okay.
Kim, I'm gonna put this on record. Just make sure I'm not crazy. I'm 58 now, man. So
I know.
I'm still 38. Come on, man.
Yeah, in the heart. Yeah, I know.
Pop lock.
Yeah.
I can still do a head spin and all that. But listen, can I put it on record that UMCs were the second act from Staten Island to be on Soul Train?
That's a fact. And depending on how you want to frame the conversation, UMCs is the second hip hop group from Staten Island. You understand what I'm saying? I've always enjoyed the fact that Stevie has been gracious enough to allow us to be called the first, by virtue of the fact that, Force MDs were not a rap group, even though you would rhyme. You know what I'm saying? But that you guys more acknowledge yourself as an R&B group, you know what I'm saying? And y'all had that doo-wop foundation, so y'all could just rock out with the best of them. And so, but that is something that at any moment, should Stevie say, now we the first, I got to bow down to that. You know what I'm saying? And that's just how that is.
I said it was y'all the second group out of Staten Island to be on Soul Train.
No, that's a fact. I'm saying we're the second group on Soul Train. Yeah. But we're credited as being the first group to be at rap.
Yeah, I agree on that.
And I'm saying that
you
that is something
you saying it to say because it was a physical record put out. That's what you're saying? Versus
Yeah.
Well, I mean, because really there was another duo that came out of Staten Island years before. Unfortunately, I don't know these brothers' names, but they did come out with a record. I don't know to what extent it got out there, but it wasn't like a national release.
SS2 is my brother.
Yeah.
Nah, really?
Yeah, it's my brother. My brother S, man, passed away. God rest that in my cousin's son.
Then that's who I'm talking about.
Because it was on Tommy Boy. It was on Tommy Boy's other label called Body Rock.
Right.
And they had a record called It's Time, and Stevie brokered that for them.
Red Alert rock radio. Red Alert.
Yeah, Red Alert used to rock it crazy.
Yeah, so crazy. That what I despise is revisionist history, and just because I'm not hip to something don't mean it don't exist. So I'm glad that God, you were able to speak his name and just be like, yo, this is who it is, because I know that they exist and I know that they did their thing, and so they should be acknowledged and celebrated just as much as any of us. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And Kim, the reason, the only little the thing I was saying is that on record, the actual first rap record, I consider a rap record, but it was singing on it, but it was a rap record. And I'm still to this day, I'm trying to figure out what rapper and R&B group made a collaboration came out before Force MDs Meet the Fat Boys.
Right. Wow. I can't really think of anything like that.
What year was that?
Detective guy.
Yeah, they go right to the joint.
I'm trying to figure out.
I hadn't even thought about that, but yeah. Damn, if I off my head, I couldn't think of anything.
That's what I'm saying. I can't really think of no rap group and R&B group that collaborated and made a song.
Right. Wow.
Before that,
Fat Boy's one of the biggest rap acts in the world at one time. Like, they's one of the.
So that was around. So that was what, 86, Steve?
Yeah, 86.
Yeah, because the first time I remember like a rapper jumping on an R&B record outside of that was like maybe Rakim on the Jody Watley joint, but that was like 88, I think, or 89 for Friends.
What about Angie Stone? Sequence.
Yeah, but Angie, it wasn't collaborating. She did the reinvention thing, like you said, like
what about MC Bugs Bunny and Elmer Fudd?
Oh, that was fire.
Okay. That was fire. Flames.
I love that one. That's right up there with the rap and dance for me.
No, Steve. Melly Mel, Shaka Khan.
Yeah, did that come out?
Boom.
That came out.
I don't know, but I'm saying that's the other
that came out later on. That came on after that.
That would be interesting to see which one came first, because that was early in the game.
Yeah,
but it seemed like that was in the breakdancing heyday.
That's 84, Chicago.
So wait a minute.
That was the first one. That was the so.
Yeah.
But even in that seemed like not. But let's just say, you
Yeah.
know, that seemed more like what we know as a feature now. That wasn't a
Yes.
collaboration.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
You know,
that was
Nelly
him just
came on
jumping
there,
on.
Con. Yeah, that was he was more. It wasn't yo, we're doing this song together. I don't know that it was that. I think it was more like yo, we want this hip hop feel on it. Let's throw this rapper on it. You know what I'm saying? Well, I guess it's debatable, depending on who you want to big up.
Yeah,
Yeah,
shout out to
yeah,
DJ Crazy Eddie, man. Shout out to the brother from Fearless, all right?
Yes, yeah.
Hey, Crazy Eddie.
All right, so yeah,
so NY Oil. I wanna
yeah, let's
stay
go
in
into that.
Kev's
Yeah.
career for a second. So NY Oil, did you do a full length project for that, and or how many did you do? I should say, you know.
Hey, what's up, Cedar? I haven't seen that face in a while. I did 2 projects under NY Oil, Hood Treason, and then I did another one called Knife Wonders, which is more like a digital EP that I just put out for the sake of discuss, just to do it.
Yeah.
I did one more album, but I never released it because Baby Grand was just a piece of work, and it wasn't such a great relationship, and so it just wasn't tenable. So for a while, I laid low. You know what I mean? And well, there was something more important that happened. If I could share it, I was on a panel discussion. And on the panel discussion, we was in Newark, New Jersey, with then pre-mayoral candidate Amiri Baraka,
Ras Baraka.
Ras Baraka, yes, Ras
Yeah.
Baraka, and Supernova Slum, Hakeem Green, and a few others. And we were asking or getting asked questions. The panel was, and brothers were doing what brothers usually do, which is doing the preacher thing. You know what I'm saying? So whatever, like people asking real specific issue questions about how to, lift themselves up from the difficulties that they were facing. And I found brothers answering stuff like, well, you know what, brother? What we got to do is we got to unify and connect. As a black man has to first, see, each one got to teach one. It's like, nah, fam. These people, you know what I'm saying? And so I dedicated the next like 10 years of my life to getting real answers, man. Like, so, I did a lot of things that, whatever I write about, whatever I'm talking about, I do. So, from you talk about gentrification, I moved down to Augusta, Georgia, bought a house for $11,000 and taught myself all of the trades and to build my house, and I built it. And now I live, renting mortgage free. I just pay homestead tax. And and as a result, that kind of sent a shot of adrenaline into the community, and you start seeing everybody was coming out fixing their stuff up, and the community organization started building up, and now the properties are changing because people had taken interest. We got whole new plumbing and stuff like that. You want to talk about black business and what it means to open a black business in the community. I opened a bar called Flow, and right next door to mine, my wife opened a boutique called QP's Dollhouse, and we were successfully in business for a few years. And then it just occurred to me that owning a bar was actually a job, not really a business. I think I was working for the liquor distributors more than myself, and my employees more than myself. And I got tired of cleaning up throw up. So I was like, you know what? Let me put this in. You know what I'm saying? If you want to talk about farming and eating healthy and stuff like that, right? You pointing to it, but you can't see it. But right here outside of my studio is my garden where we grow the food that we actually eat, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, so these things, if somebody want to talk about those things in our community, about education, I was a sub-para for New York's Department of Education. I worked in District 75. Had the great pleasure of working with so many young people that had real problems, man, and real issues. And I got to see that firsthand. And so when you want to talk about what's wrong with the school system and our education, I can tell you what the real problem is because I was there. And I just dedicated myself to having these answers. Should I ever come back as NY Oil? Though I doubt that very seriously at this point in my life. I just want to enjoy my music, man. You know what I mean?
So
let's
talk about now. So for those of y'all that are not on Instagram, Kim has been ripping up Instagram over the pandemic has been good to him.
Yeah.
He's been doing these things, and he's been watching his audience grow substantially just by being present he has this thing called a 1 minute takedown where he,
Yes.
in the time that you could do a 1 minute on Instagram, he'll take a beat and he'll flip it and it'll go crazy. And people are loving that. And then he had this other project called Collab Lab where he's put out the call to other artists and has been collaborating virtually and now starting to be in person as well. So talk about that stuff. I remember I came aware of Collab Lab when you were doing some stuff with Master Ace. So let's talk about how all that came to your brain.
Yeah, well, again, I think sometimes, when you go through bad things, right? Got two ways of engaging it. You can be upset and let that rule you, or you can try to just be like, yo, I'm gonna bounce and flip this, and I'm gonna just come back hard on them. You know what I'm saying? So I opted the latter, and so one of the things that was frustrating for me as the UMCs was that we never really got a chance to work with other artists, and I really enjoy working with people. Like I that's why I was in a group, because I enjoyed that partnership and the camaraderie that goes with that, and so I wanted to experience it with other artists, and also, to be honest with you, I had a chip on my shoulder that was like, yo, son, I'm really nice at this. Like I really am good at MCing. I'm great at this. You know what I'm saying? And I want people to know this before my time is up. Prince Marky D passed away, and I really liked that song. You should have known to be the flyway. Marky D, you did right. Yeah, that song was, and then that outro, I want you. I just thought it was a brave song, and when he passed away, it hit me like pow, like, you know what I'm saying, like, dang, that hurt. And I don't even know Prince Marky D, you know what I'm saying, but I know his music and his impact, and so I just really sat on my, I sat down and was like, yo, I don't want to go out. There was this movie I saw where dude was like, call it a Fight Club, and there's this scene where he approaches this dude outside of the back of a convenience store, and he's like, yo, he was like, yo, you were on your way to be a veterinarian. He said, yo, you don't want to die here like this, working in the back of a convenience store? And he was like, no. He said, all right, cool, I'm gonna be back in a week, and if you're not on your way to becoming a veterinarian, I'm gonna kill you. You understand what I'm saying? And dude was like, yo, you got, you know what I'm saying? And it hit me though. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, do I want to die here? Do I want to die in this space and place in my life where I didn't fulfill what I believe my potential is? And I was like, nah. So,
yeah, you going down. You going down. Your
Okay.
going
There
down.
you go.
So
Did y'all hear that squeaking sound?
Yeah, I hear.
Is it me?
I think so.
I haven't done it.
All this technology you got.
Yeah, I
Yeah, they don't like what you're saying. They don't like what you're saying, Kim.
Man, like, you know what I'm saying? I don't want to have black men talk too much positivity or assertiveness, but let me just say, Lab, and I had the opportunity to work with Master Ace, Cy Marshall Law, Freedom Williams from CNC Music Factory. I'm even scheduled to do something with Will I Am from Black Eyed Peas.
All right.
Oh man, it's just crazy exciting. Dope concept of being able to just connect with various artists, make dope music together, take the vibes to a next level, have fun doing it. Like, that's the thing, re-engage in the art. The part that made you do this, not because you thought you was going to get on, because a lot of us, when we got on, really wasn't no getting on. It was, it was like, that was really a dream. You know what I'm saying? So you did it because you liked it. And you wanted to get busy in front of your peoples and show them how nice you was with yours. And we bringing it back to that. And, coming soon, you'll see even more to that when we start doing the face-to-faces and stuff like that. But in the midst of Collab Lab, what I started doing was these things called 1 minute takedowns that I kind of stole in between episodes. And I just was enjoying it, man, because I could just cut loose. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, we need to get a collab lab with Stevie DMC. Marquis on the vibe. Shout out to Brothers Care Inc. out in West Brighton, representing to the fullest, doing great work in the community that needs.
What up, Wack?
Wow.
Wack grew up around the corner from me. That's
Kool Kim, man. Yo, me as an OG in the game, man, I want to salute you, man, because you are a dope lyricist, man. I listen to you, man. Yes. You're very good, but you do, man. And that is a fact. If y'all don't know this, man, you need to listen to his music, man. The dude is really dope, man. And
yo, he's one of the best follows on Instagram. Recently, when the Force MD family lost Jesse D, you did a tribute over Tender Love. It was amazing. I thought it was really dope, and we all want to thank you for that.
Thank you for that, man. We really want to thank you for that.
Salute, man.
Well, let me just say one. I'm so happy to hear y'all say that to me. I know that you expressed how much you enjoyed it because you hit me on the DM, Steve, and you know, trying not to get emotional about it. Like I know Jess from a while, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, I know Jess from Phase 2 days. Remember Darius and
Yeah, Pleasant.
you know what I'm saying?
Pleasant, Russell.
Yeah, Pleasant.
Imagine me, a young cat. I'm 51, so I'm 7 years younger than you. So imagine me 7 years younger than y'all, being in that basement watching them practice as Phase 2. My brother Alton, you know what I'm saying, used to play saxophone for Phase 2.
Yeah.
Oh man.
And so, you know, I would be on a show. So I remember when Rapper's Delight came out, I knew the words. And yeah, I remember Jesse being there and they went into Rapper's Delight. They was like, come on, sing the verse, sing the verse. Here, I do my little thing. And that was there. The moment, the day that I converted into wanting to be like, yo, this is what I want to be this. He was there. And so, you know, and Jesse was a piece of work. Like, you know,
Was
like
Cello D on the bass?
say again.
Cello D on the
Cello.
bass.
Cello, wow,
Yeah.
got that brother. Wow, man, yes, man, wow, man. I forgot all about. And of course we can't forget, you know, oh my God, I've been wanting to say his name this entire time, and then I now, the drummer, come on, come on, man, come on, what's my dude, he's the drummer, like, huh?
You talking about the drummer for who?
Well, I know he was drumming a little bit for Phase 2, and I know he went with y'all on tour from time to time to drum.
Pleasant?
Huh?
Was it Pleasant? Pleasant Russell.
Pleasant Russell. There we go.
Oh yeah, Pleasant. Yeah,
That's
okay.
my
Like,
dude.
yeah.
Like, yo, I'm so embarrassed I couldn't get his name off my head just then. But yeah, Pleasant's my man. It's like, that's a friend of the family. Like, yeah, dude.
Yeah,
Pleasant.
was Cello on the bass?
Yeah.
Rappers Delight?
Was he what?
Was Cello D on the bass when you was
Yes.
doing Rappers Delight?
Yes, he was. Yes, he was. Yes, he was.
Cello.
Yes, he was. Cello, yes, indeed, man. You know what I'm saying? So, Jesse was a piece of work. And I ain't gonna act like he wasn't. You know, like,
Yeah.
but he was like the ODB, like he's like the original ODB, the original, like that kind of character that's in your group that's like out of control. But
like the Bobby Brown, like the Bobby
yeah,
Brown.
the Bobby Browns and all of that,
Yeah.
But the thing is that he represent to me what is innate in all of us and that's why I wrote the rhyme the way I did, where I was like, we all try to see the sky for the set and the sun, screaming, please let me be the one. Please let me be the one. That's how I ended it. You know what I mean? Because that was Jesse to me, and that's all of us to me. Like all of us want to be the one. Like, please let me be the one. Please, that's why I'm praying to God every day. At 51 years old, I'm still praying. Let me be the one. Like, you know what I mean? And I never forget one time I seen Jesse on the boat, doing his thing, carrying on, and he's doing he just jump up and decide to do a show. You know what I'm saying? Get some bread or whatever. And I never forget, man. He jumped up, he was doing something, he was asking for request. And so I was like, yo, hit me with that tears. And in that moment, a very seriousness came over his face. You know what I mean? Like there was no carrying on, Jesse. There was none of that. It was just like he kind of turned my way because he wasn't sure who said it. And he like looked over in that direction, was like, nah, I'm not gonna do that one. And then he just went into his Michael Jackson thing. And the very real seriousness of who he was as a person, and that need and almost addiction, how it may have played itself out negatively sometimes, was very apparent, and how it even existed in my life. When people want to see you do the thing that you did because you love it with all your heart and soul, it meant every possible thing to you. Whether you carried it well, it didn't. It was everything to you. And if it's even kind of trivialized, it hurts to the core. And I never forgot that. And I always would have liked to have, apologized for, even suggesting that at that moment, because, I understand it now, having had the experiences that I've had. So, once again, I just want to say rest in peace to Jesse D. I'm thankful for having met him and experiencing a brother as talented as he was, and as unique as he was. Is a true blessing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well, appreciate you that you took some time with your talent, to honor him. Mm-hmm. And what the Foursome Ds and the LDs and every incarnation of Foursome Cs represented to all of us from Staten Island was hope.
Yeah.
When you see somebody do something, it no longer becomes some mystical, magical thing that happens over there. It becomes like, a possibility. And you still do music. I'm still in the business. All of that's because of these guys. You know what I mean? Because taking me on tour, going to shows. Me and Steve, man. Steve got me backstage and to more concerts than any in the world. And all of this became from a dream to a possibility, and then to a reality. And I've traveled the world because of this, and my life is exponentially different because of these guys, which is why anytime Khalil sends a link, I'm here. You know what I'm saying? I'm here to represent because this is my family for real. So
I gotta salute Pebbly, man, because we was, like I said, like y'all just saw, we was the first Staten Island act to go uptown, the Harlem World, all these places in the Bronx and all that. People laughed at first because they thought, hey, Staten Island, we was gotten laughed at borough, man. But we had to prove to them that, just like what you call it from Outkast, South got something to say too.
Yes. Well, hey
man, and
and Pebbly's the first solo female MC ever. You know what I'm saying?
All that. But let me just say this about Pebbly Pool real quick, because I think y'all giving it too much props. And I just want to say one thing. Pebbly Pool yelled at me one time, She fussed at me, She don't remember it, but I'm telling you, she fussed at me. And it was like, I didn't even do nothing wrong, but she was on one at the time, right? You know what I'm saying? And I guess somebody ain't acknowledged her correctly at that moment, right? So I came through, and whatever I said, I must have not said it right. And Pebbly Pool was like, no, I'm the first, all right? You know how black women do with her lips tighten up on her. I said, well, God damn. I just had to eat it. I just had to hit it with a yes, ma'am. I didn't know what a yes, ma'am. Just kept bumping. I was like, I'm not even going to try to argue about it. I'm not even going to even say nothing. I'm just going to.
Well, what it is that I'm the first female hip hop soloist. Shot Rock is the mother, and I'm one of the mothers of hip hop. There's only 4 of us.
And you're also a great tipper. One more time for Pebbly Pool. She is an amazing tipper. All right.
Yeah.
As well as the queen.
That's right. I make you work, boo.
Hey, Pebbly, real quick, give us the 4. It's you, Shot Rock. Who's other 2? Lisa Lee.
Yep, Lisa Lee and Debbie D.
Debbie B. Okay.
Wow.
I couldn't pull that fourth one out of my head. Thank you, man.
Yeah. It ain't important.
Pebbly used to run with Kool Herc, one of the Herculoids. Kool Herc of the Herculoids.
Yeah.
I'm his first female MC.
Yes, first female from Kool Herc of the Herculoids.
Kim.
Yeah.
Kim, you can hear me? She was the little female breakdancer with the little big head. And the female with the big head and the big head.
I started as a B girl. I started as a B girl.
Okay, hold on. Can I hit you on the head real quick? Yeah. So the night of class, I was in New Jersey, Patterson, New Jersey, and I was taping an episode of I Am Hip Hop, the game show. It's hosted by our good brother Raheem from Grandmaster Flash and the Furious Five. The Rock and Roll Hall of Fame inductee.
Yes.
Yeah, and the reason why I can say that is because he said it multiple times that night. But I walked into the place and Raheem was rhyming, and it was clear that he had been rhyming about 5 minutes before I walked in, and he rhymed for about 10 more minutes on the same verse, which I was like, yo, Raheem's incredible, right? So
incredible.
We had a great time. We did a lot of laughing. We had so much fun. So I just want to give you, and they asked a bunch of incredible questions. And what made me think about it is they was telling me how B-boy and B-girl, Raheem was saying that it comes from Bronx B beat music, something like that.
B beat music, yes.
All right, cool. I wanted to dispute that, but apparently I was wrong. So thank you for letting me know, Pam.
Yeah, man. I was an MC before Flash was a DJ, and
What?
I was a B girl, and when the guy wanted me, his name is Dr. Bombay. He said you should be on the mic. I was like, I was like, I hear all the oohs and the ahs when I get in that middle of that circle and battling you guys,
I know that's
and
right.
then I don't hear all the oohs and ahs every time y'all touch the mic. He was like, but when you touch the mic, I'm gonna write your bars, and when you touch the mic, it's gonna be amazing. So long story short, I had to learn these lyrics. I learned them. He took me to Cedar Park. I met Kool Herc. I got on the mic. I had 8 bars. I did 8 bars, and the crowd went crazy. They said, "Do some more, do some more." I said, "Tomorrow," because I didn't have nothing else to say.
When I learned something else, I got to learn some more.
Yes,
I know that's right.
How you doing, Jen?
And the rest is history, Clem. And the rest is history.
The rest is history. I'm working on something now.
Clem, you must have been like 5 years old, Clem, because you ain't old enough to have been robbing before Flash.
Listen, no, for real. Before Flash, I was a smokatron with Smokey, and Flash used to pass Smokey the records. I'll be 60 in June.
Really?
Wow. I know that's right. That black
I was
crack,
joking,
bro.
but you look fantastic, Pep. I would have never, wow.
Yeah, I wouldn't have pegged you to 60. I mean, there's some fine, in this day and time, there's some fine ass women at 60 and touching the 70s even. Yeah. Like we in the new
wave, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, she heavily tipped like a proper panther, like she a real true cougar out here. She give it up,
listen,
I am a cougar.
Yes, as I go.
Pebbley, calm down, Pebbley, calm down.
That's Kim. That's Kim.
It ain't my fault. It ain't my fault. Not this time. Yo.
All right, calm Pebbley down now. Pebbley,
Okay, yo, man, chill.
Yo, Kool Kim, man.
Yes.
We just want to thank you, brother. You know what I mean?
Thank you,
it's
Tamelia.
been wonderful connecting with you. Wonderful hearing these stories and these vibes. As you start to drop the stuff, please send it our way. You know what I mean? And come back through and promote whatever you got. As Khalil will tell you got a home here. You know what I mean?
Well,
and
Staten Island alumni, baby. Come on, man.
And please get with Steve, because I need Steve to get off that and get back in the booth. You know what I mean? So
I was just about to say, guy, I think that
you know what I'm saying.
I was about to suggest that I really think that I should make my way up to the new. You heard? And
Steve in Atlanta,
collab lab. You know what I'm saying? Like I think that would be a great way to kick off this next season of collab lab, is to do something like that. So let's make that happen. And I would really, really be honored, you know what I'm saying, if we could do a collab lab with Pebbley, because I'm a dog walker. I'm a dog walker for yelling at me that time, so I'm gonna wrap her around. I'm gonna tear up. I won't get her ass with that. So I'm gonna be like, I'm gonna don't ever try to do me. I'm gonna get your girl.
Let's do it.
No, real quick. Let me just say, yeah. I just want to say thank you guys so much. I appreciate all that you've done. The fact that y'all keep doing it. Shout out to you guys, because all that you've done in for our community, behind the scenes and in front of things. That not enough can be said about that, and we should celebrate how awesome we are and the things that we've done more often. So thank you guys again. It's a real honor to be able to sit and chop it up with you, and I'm looking forward to doing some music with y'all and enjoying the creative process as well, man. It's a long time coming, so let's do it. You heard? Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Kool Kim. You can find me on Instagram at KOOLKIM_NY oil. I'll change your life. Come check me out. All right, y'all. Peace.
Peace, y'all. Love y'all.
Love you.
Love you, y'all. Y'all stay safe.